What's up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna show you a couple little clips and a repair. My truck has bad intake manifold gaskets. I'm gonna show you a little clip from last winter, the symptoms that it has, and then I'll show you a little clip from this summer, also like a warm weather symptom. It's winter right now. It's much worse to deal with in the winter than in the summer. I kind of dealt with it last winter. I let it slide. Then in the summer, you only get the symptoms when you're first driving it. It kind of accelerates on its own, but in the winter, it really struggles to stay running. So watch the two little clips of the symptoms, and then I'll show you the repair and how to fix this. It's a pretty common issue. This is Mike trying to get to work here. I rev my car. I have to neutral rev it. Well, I just do brake torque, basically. I gotta hold the brake and hold the gas, or else my car does this and it'll die. Yes, I'm not even touching the gas. It is straight accelerating. My truck's like, alright, you ain't driven me in like 2 months, man. I'm going places, dude. I'm totally not even remotely touching the gas. It's accelerating faster. Oh shit. Alright, so today we're doing the intake manifold on my 99 GMC Sierra. Be the same for pretty much any 98 through 2006 Silverado or GMC Sierra. Pretty much anything else that has a 5.3 LS engine or any other LS engine will be ideally the same. But you're gonna start, it's two 8mm bolts holding the little top cover on. We're gonna take that off. 8mm bolt here, 8mm bolt there. We're gonna take this guy out. Then we're gonna disconnect all of these lines here. Once we do that, we got a couple bolts to hold the fuel injectors on. I don't think I even have to take these out. We're gonna be taking out the intake manifold mounting bolts. There should be 5 on each side, totaling 10. There's also gonna be a fuel line that I'm gonna have to depress the fuel on and disconnect the lines right here. There should be a feed right up here, and then a return line right under it. We're gonna have to disconnect both of those. I believe they're 3/4 inch fuel line disconnect tools, but pretty much we're just gonna take all this off. There's a bunch of 8 and 10mm bolts holding shit up, so I'm gonna rip all the wire harness out of the way, and I'll be right back. So as you can see, we got the intake out. Mine is really fucking dirty down here, so I'm gonna get a vacuum, clean as much of this shit out as I can, and yeah, we definitely are in need of those intake gaskets. That shit was terrible. Now see underneath, you can tell that one's been leaking, that one's been leaking, that one's leaking. I think every single one of them was leaking. So for my issue, my truck, it is middle of winter right now. My truck runs and drives fantastic all year. Once it drops below 30, when I stop at a light, it just dies out on me. When I start it in the morning, I really gotta rev it up a lot in order to get it running decent. So online everyone says it's idle air control valve, but you see I've replaced that. And the only other thing, GM actually put out a service bulletin quite a few years back saying basically if that was what your issue was, it was more than likely the intake gaskets, which tended to fail and cause a massive vacuum leak. So for me, that's what my issue is. Leaking intakes and a massive vacuum leak. So the intake gaskets should theoretically 100% rectify my issue. I'm just putting these in here because I'm gonna use my air gun to blow all this shit out. I don't have a vacuum cleaner super close by, so I'm just gonna use some air power to blow all the bullshit out, and then I can clean the rest of this gasket material and shit off. But I want to get rid of all this dirt and debris before I start cleaning shit, because I don't want all this to fall into my intake. So that's how we will do that. Oh my God, so fucking disgusting. But I'm gonna let you go and clean everything up, show you how to put the gaskets on afterwards, and then we'll throw everything back together. Alrighty, so I would say roughly cleaning everything up and everything, you're looking at about an hour and a half on this job. But as you can see, everything is plugged in, back together. It was really fucking dirty, so I'm sure this is gonna run one hell of a lot better. My gaskets were over here. But as you can see, these gaskets were leaking like a motherfucker. You see all the shiny oil outside of the seal all around, and it's like they're just mushed. Like, it's not sticking up. There's no actual seal. You can see all the grease pushing through the seal. I'm like, they just went bad. Both sides were realistically just as bad as each other. My truck's been doing the whole dying out when it's under 30 for honestly 2 years, and I've been too lazy to do it. It's honestly a really easy job. I should have done it 2 winters ago, but you know, this winter works out. Now I can drive my truck in the cold and everything will be good. I'll do a little video on my way home of it idling in the cold, make sure it actually works. But as long as this video goes up, intake manifold was the issue. As you see, I already replaced the idle air control valve like 2 years ago when this issue started. And then spring, fall, summer, the truck runs and idles great. Winter, truck runs and idles great. It's just below 30 degrees where it dies out at stoplights and has a hard time starting. So if you have a similar issue, that intake manifold should be the solution for you. Thanks. Like over here, and subscribe over there, and catch you on the next one. So, it's 7:15 in the morning. I'm about to leave for work. I have not warmed up my truck. It's fucking 30, well, I think it's like 28 degrees, so it should
all the Q101 listeners
idle all right. Let me turn that down for you. It didn't jump up to like 3,500 like it normally does. And it's idling pretty good. I gotta get gas really bad now, but look at that shit. It's not dying out. So I did an idle air intake valve like the first summer I owned the truck, so I knew it wasn't that. But yeah, really, really dirty, super leaky intake manifold gaskets. That's what was wrong. Fuck yeah. Catch you guys on the next one.